So the first one, best footballer in the team.
There's a couple, played some really good players in my time at Chesterfield. Players like Jamie Ward, Craig Davis. But I think the one I'll go for, Ian Evatt actually went on and played in the Premier League. But I think the one I'll go for is Super Jack Lester. Jack had an ability to just turn the game on its head with his quality. You could rely on Jack to just get a goal out of nothing and win you the game. And he's the kind of person that you want in your team and you can rely on. So for the all-round game, he also changed people's mentality and got us into a winning team and got a few winners and changed people's thoughts on the game. So for that reason, as an all-rounder, I'd say Jack was the best footballer I played with.
The biggest joker.
There's only one that I can put here, and that's Colin Larkin. I must say he was ably helped by his Irish compatriot Barry Roach, but we had a few long meetings or meetings that didn't start for a while. So in the day, so we had time to spare at Saltergate when Roy McFarlane was there, and Larks used to fill his time with just annoying people. He had a habit of taping over people's number plates and writing things, and poor old Jamie Lowry drove around for about 4 days saying "I love boys" as his number plate, and it wasn't until his granddad pointed it out and said, "Son, have you got something to tell me?" that he realised. So I'd say Colin Larkin was definitely the biggest joker.
Next up, most likely
to win a Royal Rumble. There's two in this, and I think Shane Nicholson's unlucky to come a very close second, because you do not mess with Shinner, that's for sure. Hard as nails, someone you definitely want on your team on the pitch. But I'm going to go with this person for two reasons, because obviously the sheer size of him, but I think in a Royal Rumble in the WWE, I think there's a bit of drama and acting involved, and I think this person would relish it. So for that, there's big Steve Fletcher, with the guns, and he loves all the play acting and all that. So I think I'll go with Steve Fletcher to win the Royal Rumble.
the best dancer.
For me, it's got to be Paul Hall. Hawley, just every time the music come on, he was dancing, with his sort of Jamaican roots and all that. He had a good style about him. So for me, it'd be Paul Hall, best dancer, definitely.
Changing room DJ.
Now it changed throughout the years, all over the 8 years I was there. There was different people that had different styles of music. Person that was probably closest to me that I would have liked regular music on in the change room, probably Tommy Lee. He liked a bit of rock, a bit of his Manchester music and things like that. So I quite like that. Him and Martin Gritton, they both had a decent, and Gregor Robertson, to be fair, all had a similar sort of taste in music. So I'd probably go down that with them, and if I was going to go to a gig with anybody, it'd be them, Tommy Lee. So for that reason, yeah.
The worst taste in
music, it's got to be Chamantoya. He liked this French rap, so he'd hate the music that was on the change room, so he'd stop. I've got a good song for you boys, good song. Put his music on and be off within seconds. It was terrible. So he never got as much time on the jukebox as what he would have liked, but definitely Chamantoya, worst tasting.
In need of the fashion police.
There's only one person I can say. Unfortunately, it's the Hungarian horse, Janos Kovac.
When he first came over,
he hardly spoke a word of English, bless him. And he didn't understand that you didn't have to wear, if you wore, blue jeans, you didn't have to wear a blue top, a blue hat, a blue gilet, blue trainers. It was just everything. He was colour coordinated from top to bottom, and I mean top to bottom, everything. Socks, belt, the lot. He'd come in red one day, next day yellow, next day orange. I don't know where he got his gear from. It must be some Hungarian store that he brought over with him that used to sell him all this colour coordinated gear, because it was unbelievable. But poor old Janos, his fashion's changed a little bit now, and I think he's updated it, but you could tell what day it was just by what he wore, because on a Thursday it was white, on a Monday it was blue. So you just had to look what he wore and you knew what day it was. So Janos Kovac.
Who's the fastest?
played with a few quick boys, to be honest. Unfortunately, it's definitely not me. But I think, without doubt, it'd have to be Alex Bailey. Adam Smith will be fuming with this because he always thought he was quicker than Smudger. But I'm going to say Smudger thought he was quicker than Alex. But I'm going to say Alex Bailey. You know, it was great to play with someone that quick as a fullback, and yeah, definitely he's the quickest.
Who is the Messiest?
I'm going to have to go with, same with Gaz Davis, I'm going to have to go with Alan O'Hare. He did not, he wasn't bothered where things fell or where he put things, and he was, it was all over the place at times with where he put his clothes and in the change rooms and things like that. And on away days, he would sleep in till like 11, 12 o'clock, and his room would be a mess, so you didn't want to be rooming with him. So for that reason, I'm going to say Alan O'Hare.
The teacher's pet. I think Gaz
nailed it. I'm copying Gaz here a little bit, but I think he nailed it on the head when he said Mark Hudson. I think Hoodie would, the gaffer said jump how, he'd say how high. So I think he was, son of as a few boys used to call him, but great player and great lad to have on the pitch with here, and was captain of our team early on when I first joined. But I think Hoodie was a teacher's pet, definitely. And he'll be fuming with that as well, because he thought he wasn't, but he definitely was.
always first to arrive.
There's a few over the years, people who are really enthusiastic. I think
Gregor Robertson probably
takes that one. I think Gregor, even though he lived in Nottingham, he would always be in, before 9 o'clock. Obviously, once Gregor had 1 or 2 bad injuries, unfortunately, so that probably instilled a discipline in him
to make sure he did everything right,
and was really looked after himself and really committed to his
trade. So
I'd say Gregor Robertson for that one. He was in quite early all the time. When I got in, he was always in. So I'd say Gregor.
The worst trainer. It's a toss-up between two.
We had a lad on loan from Nottingham Forest, Felix Bastions, and one Monday, it was after a Christmas do, we had a running session around Saltergate, and he got lapped about 10 times easily. But I do think that might have been the Christmas
do paying off there.
So I think I'll probably go with, though, not with Felix, I'll go with the Chief, I think, Wayne Allison. Now, Chief you could count on Saturday or a Tuesday night, 100%, and no question about that. But every Monday morning he'd go to the gym and he'd have a cup of tea and a muffin. That was his Monday's training session. So he'd take a few Fridays off when he needed to, just to get ready for the Saturday. So I'd probably say, early on in his career, I'm sure he was a great trainer. And he's had a great career and a great player for us on the weekend. But during the week, in his older years, when he come to us, I think the 900 odd games caught up with him, so he used to have to take it a bit easier in training, and he saved it for the Saturday, that's for sure. The always last to arrive is definitely Adam Smith. I remember one day driving to Warminster Road in Sheffield, so from Chesterfield up to Sheffield, so we're on the Sheffield bypass going up, and I remember driving, it's a dual carriageway, quite a busy road, and I see this person on a push bike, on his mountain bike, riding. I'm thinking, I'm not sure you're allowed to be on here on a mountain bike. Anyways, it's Smudger riding to training. So we get there, 10:30 comes when we start training, 10:30 comes, Smudger's still not here. We're all thinking, he's had an accident or something. About 10:45 he arrives, absolutely knackered. Runs onto the training ground, struggling, and he goes, that took me a bit longer than I thought. He was useless in training because he was knackered. So that's just one of many stories from Adam Smith. So always love to arrive, definitely Adam Smith. Now it comes to my favourite Chesterfield memory. There was a few that was good over the years, with the promotion with Shez, obviously the winning the trophy. But both of them I wasn't heavily involved in as a player. I played a fair few games in the trophy in earlier rounds, but didn't play at Wembley and didn't play many games in the promotion year. So my favourite memories would be the Carling Cup run. I think it was 2006. where we beat Wolves, we beat West Ham, beat Man City, and took it all the way to penalties with Charlton. You know, those Tuesday, Wednesday nights up at Saltergate, which funnily enough is 10 years to the day actually, since we last played at Saltergate. So yeah, I think those cup nights were fantastic, and the atmosphere was a sellout. The crowd just seemed so on top of you, and so for me, that's probably my favourite memories of those Carling Cup run, that Carling Cup run, and those cup nights. Thank you very much, guys, and hopefully see you all soon.